Hey everyone, on today's video I'm going to be showing you my ride up the Cat and Fiddle and sharing my views on the climb. First leave the town of Macclesfield, going through a residential area, and then you hit the first place where you can take a selfie by the Cat and Fiddle sign at the bottom. There's also a police warning on there. The reason why there's police warnings for this route is because there's often motorbikes up there racing. So something to just bear in mind whilst you're going up there. Luckily when I was there I didn't see any problems at all. One problem I did find on this route though was that the sheer volume of lorries. In the 50 minutes I was doing this climb, I must have gone past about 30 or 40 lorries, which at times did ruin the experience for me. But to be fair, I did ride there on a Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, whereas most people who would go and visit the climb would probably go on an early Sunday morning. And from people who I've spoken to, they say there's still lorries there on a Sunday morning, but far fewer. So maybe I just picked the wrong time to go cycle up there. Okay, so less about the negatives, more about the positives now. The road surface is really good. You look at it, it's nice and smooth, it's fast, low rolling resistance. Going up the hills, it's not taking a lot of energy out of your legs. Going down the hills, I can imagine it's very fast. So it's really good road surface. I just wish the rest of the country had road surface like this, very well maintained. Be a joy to ride constantly. As well as the road surface, the views are really good as well. As you're going through the Peak District, which is known for having amazing views, you've got 7 miles of just great views to enjoy out in the countryside. There's very little life to be seen out here other than the odd farm. It's just grass, wildlife. It's perfect. Another thing what this climb's got going for it is that it's a very unique climb in the fact that it's 7 miles long, which when you compare it to most climbs in the UK, which are normally anywhere between half a mile and 2 miles long, where they average like 10%, max out at 20%, so it's a steep route. Whereas you look at this one, it's a slow, gradual, long climb, which you don't find many of them around, so you feel like you're riding something very new and different compared to most roads. I said 7 miles long, averages at 3%, maxes out at 5%. So nothing too steep. You can just get into a nice, slow, perfect rhythm and just keep going and going and going. Just really working on that endurance. Compared to a lot of those climbs you do in the UK where it's VO2 max effort and just hard effort. Grind those gears up as hard as you possibly can and wishing you had extra gears. This one, you could potentially do in the big ring if you wanted to. There's 1 or 2 little downhill sections, but not many. Only like 1/10 of a mile long. But they're good there just to give your legs a chance to get a bit of a breather in. Especially as, like, other than that, there's no real let up on the climb. Like I said, it's not steep, but it's just continuous and just keeps going and going and going at you. I noticed the further I got up the climb, further away from Macclesfield, the road, there was still the lorries there, but it was getting quieter and I started to feel a lot more comfortable on the road. And I was able to then look around a bit more and enjoy the view. Sadly, as it got to this point where I started feeling a bit more comfortable, the clouds started coming in. I had to get off my bike, put my lights back on again. I was glad I had my lights, so I'd be able to be seen in this fog, which was really bad to be fair, which had visibility of at times about 30 metres in front of you. I got right to the top. I have been told by local cyclists who ride this climb regularly that when you go up this climb, the weather can change dramatically from when you're at the bottom to the top. So it may be an idea, even if the weather forecast is saying it's going to be clear, that you take your lights with you just in case. You just don't want to get caught out that high up there and on a busy 50-mile-per-hour road. Especially as all us Brits know, the British weather can be extremely unpredictable. The Cat and Fiddle climb gets its name from the pub at the top. But before you get to the pub, there is a restaurant and tea room which is called Peak View, which is open between Thursdays and Sundays and also bank holidays. So if you want to stop off somewhere else than just the pub, maybe that could be a place to go and enjoy the views there. In an ideal world now on the video, we'd have glorious sunshine, clear blue skies, and I'd be showing you the great views, but I haven't got that. So instead I've gone to Google Maps, gone onto the street view, and I'll show you some of the views what you should be able to see on a nice clear day, which unfortunately I didn't get on my cycle up there. looking at these views here gives me a perfectly good reason for revisiting this climb and enjoying the views properly. Here's now the first sign of the pub, just about through the mist and the clouds. Still another lorry going past. Okay, so that's the end of a 55-minute ride going up the climb. I then get off my bike, double check on the 100 climbs app to make sure I've actually completed the climb, which I had. Really good climb, really enjoyed myself going up it. If I went on a Sunday and it was quieter, I'd probably give this climb an 8 out of 10 score for enjoyment, challenge and so on. But because I went on a Tuesday and it was too busy, I'd probably give it a 5. So when you're considering about, are you going to go up on this climb, maybe consider which day you're going to go on it, and I think it will really affect your enjoyment of the climb. But highly recommend it. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.